NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. In fact, he was at Victory Lane, Texas, just this past Monday, and that's Joey Logano, and he drives a number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford for Team Penske. And Joey, congratulations on the win at Texas, getting into that chase mode, and talk about how that build upon that. Come to Darlington, certainly. I know you want to get another win. So just talk about how that helps you, Monday's win, and then coming to Darlington now and focusing on an entirely different racetrack.
Well, when you get that win, especially with both Team Penske cars getting a win this early in the year, you're able to kind of shift your focus a little bit to chase stuff, whether that's your tests or, new specs coming down the line. You're able to focus in a little bit more on that. Don't get me wrong, we're not, trying not to win this weekend. I feel like we'll have another good piece here at Darlington and, the car with good speed. But it is cool to see your name on the car with the little winner sticker out next to it. That's a good sign. So, it's nice to have both our cars in, like I said, and we can focus in this weekend and kind of have that distraction of, man, we need to win and having all that pressure and having that relieved a little bit.
We'll take questions. We'll go with Ed first, then we'll go to Mike, and then Jim, and then Dustin. Go ahead.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Joey, with a win, with just about every week, the yellow cars up front, some at least, and some good finishes along with it kind of consistently now. Is sliced bread syndrome over? That is, can you?
What is that?
well, Mark Martin called you the best thing since sliced bread years ago, and everybody was talking about called you sliced bread, and then the years set in was, is it too much too fast for Logano? Did he come in more highly rated than he should have been? Is that all over now? Are you living up to the prodigy expectations? And can you just settle down and race now?
I guess it's up to you guys and what you guys want to write, but to me, I feel like it is. I feel like it's taken me, quite a number of years to, figure out what I need to do in the sport and how to, race against these guys and what I need in a race car here to run well. Yeah. Did I start too soon? Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt I did. But it's experience that I value a lot right now because, I'm 23 years old with 6 years of experience behind me. There's no one else out here that's got that. So, I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'm thankful for the tough times I went through to figure it out. But now, like I said, like you said, we've had a lot of fast cars lately. We've led laps in about every race. We've got that win. We've got a lot of top fives. We're sitting fourth in points. So things are going good right now. So all the hard work's paying off.
Let's go to Mike Embry, Jim Utter, Dustin Long.
Mike Embry, USA Today. Joey, can you be a little more specific about how having both cars in effect in the chase impacts things? Will you be gearing more tests toward the chase tracks? Will you be doing some wild experimentation with setups and all that, or what's the impact?
I think really it comes down to test stuff. Like you said, obviously we'll focus our tests to races in the chase, right? So that makes sense. And then really when you're at the racetrack here, we're always trying different things. We're always trying to, figure out what that next little piece is. And especially right now at this new rules package with the, ride height rule, there's some low-hanging fruit still to grab. So we still need to figure out what works best with these cars. So we're still going to be, trying different things like we already do. So that does not change. And really, like I said, at the shop, just really making sure we get our new spec and get some really nice cars, ready and get our guns loaded for when the chase starts.
Let's go to Jim, Dustin, Bob Pockers.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. After the win earlier this week, you touched on how at Penske you've been able to get a feel out on the track like you used to have running the nationwide cars at Joe Gibbs Racing. Could you describe a little bit about what's the advantage of that for you? Is it feeling like you can compete more at places that you don't usually compete? Is it like just being comfortable? Is it just the fact of starting off a weekend on a positive note without having to dig out of a hole, or just some examples?
Yeah, all the above. Really it's confidence, right? That's what it comes down to. I was able to drive those nationwide cars with a ton of confidence because I was able to go out there and win. You look at our stats this year. We run really well. Obviously, that brings a lot of confidence, and that's what momentum is. It's the same thing, and we're able to kind of use that to our advantage. And it goes throughout the whole team. It's not just the driver. The team is obviously in great spirits. We've been working really hard over the past few weeks, testing a lot, and it makes it all worth it when you win a race. When you win, it's like, yeah, all this hard work's worth it, because winning these races are really hard, and you make sure you enjoy them when you get them. But really, to answer your question, it's momentum, it's confidence, and I feel like that's why I'm the way I am, and I think my whole team is that way also.
And how do you feel coming here?
I feel good. This track for me has been kind of a hit or miss place. I came here my rookie year and led a lot of laps. I think I finished 6th, and it was kind of a surprising day for me, because I didn't think I was going to run very well coming here, and especially because this place doesn't really cater to rookies very often. It was at that point the best race I've ever had in a Sprint Cup car, and ever since then I've been kind of hit or miss. I have a good race, I have a bad race, just kind of back and forth. But I think we learned a lot from last year when we ran here with Team Penske, and I feel like both our cars kind of missed it last time we were here, and we learned from that. So we got a different package, different stuff, and hopefully it works this time.
Let's go to Dustin, Bob Pockris, and we'll end with Rich.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Joey, obviously there's a lot of young drivers in the various series that are having some success. Are there certain things that you see out of those drivers that's kind of pushing them toward moving up the chain? And as a wise old veteran at age 23, what kind of sage advice would you give them to the road that's ahead and the potential challenges and obstacles?
Yeah, I think the most comparable one really is Chase Elliott, right? He was to what I was able to do when I was 18. He won at 18. I was 18 something, and came in very fresh, very young. Obviously, he's got his dad that's been in the Cup Series for a long time, so he really understands what he's getting himself into. Probably a little better than I did, but really, it's hard when you're that young to really have patience. You want to move up as quick as you can. You want to get there. And I think everyone's kind of seen what I've gone through a little bit. But like I said a minute ago, it's worth it. It's a lot of hard work, and it's kind of tough, but it's worth it at the end. I think he's kind of most comparable. You look at Larson, he's been racing a little longer. Obviously, he comes in the series, runs a little bit better right off the bat with the experience, and kind of, knows what he needs to do with the race car a little bit better. And, there's some talent coming for sure. Those two in particular are definitely going to be strong. They're going to be here for years. So as far as advice, I don't want to give them too much advice. I don't want to get beat. But they're definitely, like I said, a couple, good young guys that are going to be here for a while and will be racing us for wins. And, looking forward to it. Yeah, it was close, but I'm glad I still got that. So that's a good record to have, and he came close, but it's still kind of cool to have it.
We'll go to Bob Pockris and end with Rich. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Pockris, Sporting News. A lot of people talked about last year kind of being a breakout year for you, and you were talking about confidence earlier. How important or how big is it that you've come out this year kind of keeping pace with what you did last year, so there wasn't any thought of, well, last year was kind of an anomaly?
Yeah, as over the off season, all those magazines come out when they have like your projected where you're going to finish, and they had us in 15th, and I was like, why? I thought we ran better than that last year. So I was reading that NASCAR Illustrated, I was like, what the heck's this all about? So I've really set my goals of proving them wrong, and so far so good. But no, to answer your question, it is important to come back out here and run strong, because we ended the year with momentum. And we know we need to keep that going. And obviously, with all the rules changes and everything that's changed this year, that was going to be a challenge for sure. But it was also an opportunity to capitalize on that. And I feel like Team Penske's done a great job on capitalizing on all the rule changes, whether it's qualifying, the aero package, the ride heights, whatever it is. We've been able to capitalize on that, and that's why we're also able to take that momentum through the off season and keep us ahead there.
Final question, far left here. Rich, go ahead.
Rich Colbreth, Motor Racing Network. A couple of questions. First of all, next weekend's an off weekend. Talk about how important that weekend is to have off, and do you have plans?
Yeah, off weekend's nice to have because we've been running hard, and obviously this week being very short, racing on Monday, and then obviously everyone knows what happens after you win. There's a lot of obligations, a lot of interviews, a lot of stuff you got to do. So we've been kind of wide open for a while. So Tuesday night, I'm having a little party for the guys to celebrate our win because we didn't get to do that yet, and hopefully it's 2 wins by then that we get to celebrate. And from there, I guess I was talking to my fiance about. I think we're going to go to Charleston for a couple days and enjoy the off weekend, and then back to work.
Nice. Richmond coming up in a couple of weeks. Talk about the 22 team and how prepared they are for that track.
Yeah, Richmond's been not the best racetrack for me. We've tested there last year, and it's a tough place. But we went to Memphis recently, and I feel like that's a racetrack that's very similar to Richmond. And we were able to test some new things out, and short, like I say, this ride height rule. I mean, it's nothing. It's not a small deal. It's a really big deal how different it is, and I feel like on the short tracks it's even a bigger difference than it is here on the 1.5 miles and or speedways like this. And to go there and kind of get a feel for what we need. I've been there 3 times already this year, trying to figure out what it's going to take to run well when we get to Richmond.